Okay, hi everybody. It's Professor Finley, and we're going to do something a little different today for our Pilates session. We're actually going to start with a little, about 5 to 7 minute cardio warm-up today to get the body temperature lifted, get our hearts pumping, and get that blood flowing. Then we're going to take it from there into a shorter Pilates segment today, a little bit shorter, and finish it up with a nice feel-good stretch. So I hope you guys enjoy today's session. To get started, just have your flex bands handy. We're going to start our cardio section, feet parallel, about hip distance apart, facing our screen. All right, here we go. Let's start with some nice high knee marches. Get those knees up and get those arms swinging. Good, so we can get a little bit of mobilization in the shoulder girdle. Good, feel the abs slightly contract, support the lower back. Get those knees nice and high. Good. Just take a few of these. Arms still swinging. Setting our intention for a great workout today. Good. Now we're going to take a little bit of cross action of the body, reaching the hand to the knee. Just a little bit of spinal rotation. Good. Let's intensify that just a little bit and reach the elbow now to the knee. Involves just a little more balance, a little more stability. Feel the heart rate starting to come up a little bit. Looking good. Okay, let's take it into just a little light jog. Little prance. Nothing too heavy. Good, go ahead and keep it with this pace, or pick it up a little bit if you'd like to. I'm gonna stay with this pace. I'm starting to feel it a little bit. Good, everybody. Okay, just step it out. Bring your feet to parallel, just a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're gonna go into some squats. All right, so we're gonna reach through the heels, send the tailbone and sit bone behind us, and up. Lengthening the spine. Good. Just look right out, just right in front of your feet each time. You're going to want to overextend the neck. Good. Knees just behind the toes, on your side of the toes with each squat. Good. Let's add some arms. Let's bring the arms all the way up parallel with the ears and reach. And 2. And 3, and 4, and we'll go 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Let's all face sideways on our mat and do a few little lunges. So step back with one foot. We're going to go into that same reach of the arms, and up, and 2. You don't have to go very deep. We're just upping the challenge just a little bit. Having to work a little bit harder for stability with these one leg lunges. Good, reaching, reaching, good. And just a few more. Good, let's take one more rep with each leg. And then come back, face your screen once again. Little side mark jumping jacks. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Let's take another set, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. We're gonna go into a little curtsy squat. Step out to the side, reach that back leg, bend into the knee, and up, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, nice and deep each time, and 7, and 8. Let's take it into a little speed skater. It's gonna reach, and 2, reaching that leg behind you, reaching to the floor, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Good job, guys. Open the legs, kind of a nice second position. Doesn't need to be a lot of turn out or external rotation yet. We'll go into some plie squats. And reach, and 2. Sending those knees right out over the toes, 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. We're gonna hold this 8th one. Nice and deep and take little pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come all the way up. Pivot to parallel. Reach the arms up. Hinge from the hips. Sweeping the back over. Take an inhale breath. Exhale. Spin the pelvis under. And roll and stack the spine. Let's go back into another set. Just like that, guys. 1. And 2. Back is sliding down an imaginary wall. And up that same wall. And we'll go 4 more. And 3. And 2. Hold this last one. And pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just walk those feet back in, guys. Just about hip distance apart. Let's take some arm circles. Let's circle those arms forward. Big arm circles, 2. Supporting the rib cage and the low back, 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Reversing the direction. Up and back. 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. Reaching 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Great job, guys. I think that was just enough. I actually broke a little bit of a sweat. So let's come down to our mats now. I'm going to have you grab your flex band if you've got one. Don't worry if you don't. All the exercises can be done just as effectively without them, but I thought it would be a good option for today. And just place your band down on your mat, and you're actually going to sit on your band, all right? And then choose your leg position. All right, everybody, let's get going. You can choose any leg position you like. I'm going to fold mine in today. You can do maybe an extended cross, Pilates stance, or legs extended. Whatever you choose, just get into a comfortable neutral position, sitting right on your flex band. Just let your arms rest nice and heavy on your legs. Let's all take our head over to the right and just roll it through center and to the left and around. Now we're going to add the shoulders and upper back. Just rotating the upper back around, easing any tension that you encounter. Go a little bit deeper now, bend from the waist. Circle the rib cage around. And because that feels so good today, let's take that again. We'll take the rib cage all the way around. Releasing tension from the rib cage and the spinal muscles and the obliques. And then come back to center and let's take that to the opposite side, starting with the head. Gently easing through some of that tension, some of that stiffness. Add the shoulders. Bending from the waist, circling the rib cage. And we'll take that one more time. Good, and just come back to center. Little shoulder rolls, forward and up and back. Start small. And now slow them down slightly and increase the range of motion. So really pull the shoulders down, reach them forward, way up to the earlobes, and then roll them back. Good, I'll take 2 more. Just really mobilizing the shoulder girdle. Good, let's go in the opposite direction once again, just starting small. And now slowing it down and getting a little bit bigger. We pull the shoulders up, send them forward, press them down, and back. Good, we'll take 2 more. And 1 more. Good, guys, go ahead and tilt the head over to the right and extend and reach reach with the heel of your left hand. And then take little circles of that wrist, circling the wrist. Good, a couple more. And come up and tilt the head to the opposite side. First reaching through the heel of the hand, really creating that nice distance between the earlobe and the heel of your hand, and then we'll circle. Just really circling that wrist. And two more. And one more. Come on up and feel that nice blood flow through the sides of your neck. Go ahead and reach for the ends of your flex band. Don't choke up on it too tightly. I've got about a 45-degree angle to my arms here, all right? Especially if you have a heavier band. Let's take an inhale breath. As you exhale, reach those arms way up. Get a stretch through the armpits. And then as you inhale, gently press those elbows together right behind your back. And then exhale and inhale. Reaching. Good. Again, just activating the muscles in the shoulder girdle and a little bit of the upper back as well. Keep the rib cage stable. Keep your breathing going. Really exhaling and inhaling. Good. I'm going to take two more. And one more. Excellent, guys. All right, come off your band. Then have you wrap your band around the back of your rib cage. Just about to the bottom third of your rib cage. Right, and cross the ends of the band. You're going to hold the ends out of the index finger thumb side of each fist, okay? We're going to go into a little bit of external rotation of the humerus and the shoulder girdle. Inhaling to prepare and exhaling to pull the band apart and release. And two. Really nice, gentle exercise for activating the muscles of the upper back. We're getting a little bit of activity in the rhomboids and the mid-traps, the rear deltoids, a little bit in the triceps as well. And at the same time, we're getting a nice stretch and opening across the chest and those pectoral muscles. And let's take 4 and 3 more and 2 more and 1 more. Good, guys. Uncross the ends of your band. All right, continue to hold the ends out of the thumb, index finger. You can maybe choke up on it just a little bit more now. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, reach those fists, stretch that band away from you. And then inhale, open the arms, and let the band release behind you just a little bit. And then exhale, and then inhale, we'll bend those elbows back in. Reaching, letting the band release slightly behind you. So you're feeling that stretch through the upper arms, and bring the elbows back in. And reach, and open. Bring the fists forward and bend the elbows in. We'll take one more just like that before we go on. Nice stretch across the chest and forward and in. Now we're going to add a little bit of flexion and extension of the spine. So now as you pull the band forward, I want you to flex the upper back forward as well. And then as you inhale, open those arms wide to the side. Let the band release behind you and extend your chest up towards the ceiling, supporting the back of the neck. And then go forward again, and then bend the elbows in, and we'll reach again. So we're exhaling, we're inhaling, we're exhaling, and we're inhaling. Let's take that a couple more times. Reaching, opening the front of the body, pulling the band forward, and come in. Keep that breathing going. So good to oxygenate the body. And pull the band forward and bend the elbows in as you come up to neutral. Good, guys. Okay, take the band now, bring it around to the front of your body, and hold the band above your head, just wider than your shoulders. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, we're going to pull that left fist up towards the ceiling as we pull the right fist down towards our mat. And up. So we're sending the body into a little bit of lateral flexion. I want you to think about really reaching with both fists. The top fist really reaching up, the bottom fist really pulling down. We get that nice sense of stretch across the rib cage. Good, let's just take a couple more. Really feeling the stretch. You may feel it in the obliques as well. You may feel it a little bit in the upper arm. Just depends on where you're tight. Good, and reach. I think we'll do one more to each side. Feeling the side of the rib cage really expand and stretch. Good, okay guys, bring those arms up. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, open to your nice second position, like your ballet second position. And up, and 2. Really feel those elbows pull away from the center of the spine. Create a little bit of opposition, elbow to elbow. Good guys, and we'll take 4 more. And 3 more. And let's take 2. Really feeling that ulcicone position. And 1. Let the band release in front of you. We're going to go into a little bit of spinal rotation. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's rotate. Sending the eyes and head back, and then return. And rotate to the opposite side. And again, I want you to really feel the reach, the opposition of the arms and the fists as you're pulling that band. And the spiraling of the spine. Almost feel like the crown of the head is spiraling upwards through the ceiling with each rotation. And then just even a little bit more as you come back to center. And last one. Good. Let's take an inhale breath. Exhale, pulling the arms open once again to that ballet ulcicone. And we'll go 2, keeping the rib cage stable. 3, making sure we're right on top of those sits bones. And 4. Let's see if we've got 2 more in there. And 2. Good, everybody. And 1. And release. Good job, guys. Take the band, just place it across your lap. Let's go into a what we call a supine position, right? So I want you to get into kind of a Pilates stance. My knees have about a 90-degree bend. Feet and knees are about sit bone distance apart. And I'm holding on to the backs of my thighs, and that's allowing me to really get right up on top of my sits bones and keep my spine neutral. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, I want you to spin the pelvis back. Think about the pelvis. Think about creating that nice curve in the lumbar spine. Walk your hands down the back of your thighs as you gently roll and articulate your spine 1 vertebrae at a time until you're lying in a nice supine position. Walk your heels in towards your sits bones a little bit. You probably need to do that to maintain that 90-degree bend. Band is across your lap, arms are down by your sides, palms facing down. I'm going to talk us through a little body scan to make sure we're in our most optimal neutral position before we go on. Okay, so I just want you to feel a sense of weight and connection through the back of your head, with the majority of your weight resting just right behind the bridge of your nose. Scan down now to the back of your neck. And you want to feel just a little gentle arch away from your mat, right? Scan all the way down to your rib cage and your thoracic spine area. And you want that area of your spine to really be sinking heavy into your mat, really feeling a connection, especially towards the bottom third of your rib cage. Now I'm going to have you scan down to your lumbar spine, your low back, and I want you to just feel that little gentle arch away from your mat. Scan down now to your pelvis. Sacrum and coccyx should be resting heavy down into your mat, and your ASIS and your pubic bone should be forming a nice horizontal plane, all right? Arms are just resting heavy down by your sides, palms facing down. I want you to feel like your collarbones and shoulders and upper backs are nice and wide, almost as if someone's pulling your shoulders apart from the center of your spine. And I want you to get a gentle sense of heaviness and connection across the front of your rib cage. All right, we're going to go on with a little rib cage stabilization exercise. So I want everyone to take an inhale breath, just a nice deep inhale breath. Exhale through pursed lips as if you're blowing through a straw, and gently engage the transversus abdominis in the pelvic floor. And we'll take that again, nice big expansive inhale breath. Exhale, engaging the transversus in the pelvic floor and floating the fingers up towards the ceiling. exhale, extending those arms up over your head as if you're reaching to the wall behind you, but you're feeling the back of your rib cage and your thoracic spine still very heavy, connected into your mat. Inhale, float the fingers up, and exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, float them up again. Exhale, reach to the wall behind you. Inhale, up, and exhale, down. One last time before we go on, really feeling the connection through the back of the rib cage as you extend those arms up over your head. Inhale, and exhale to float them down. Now reach for the band that you have draped across your lap, and I want you to hold the band in each fist with the ends coming out of the pinky finger side. And I want you to hold that band just a little bit wider than your shoulders. Think about as wide as your mat. Okay? Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, I want you to pull your right arm up over your head towards the wall behind you as you lower that left arm towards your mat, towards your hip. So the band is making an X across your body, a diagonal across your body. And then float them back up, and we'll do that with the opposite arm. Now I'm pulling that left arm up over my head as I lower my right. And up, and we'll go again. Right arm extending, left arm lowering. And up, and reach. Keep your breathing going. Exhale to pull the band apart. Inhale to float back up. And exhale. This whole time, guys, you're just really feeling that nice connection of the rib cage and the thoracic spine, heavy down into your mat, okay, as you're mobilizing those arms. And we'll take one more rep each side. And then float the arms up, and now we're going to pull the band open to the sides, like our all-Sacone position again. So inhale, exhale, pull the fists apart, stretch that band right across the front of your chest, just lower than your shoulders, and up. So you're trying to recreate the feeling of your all-Sacone, and up. And this whole time as well, the back of the rib cage, the thoracic spine, are heavily connected to your mat, and the front of your rib cage is gently heavy, right? That sense of softness across the front of the rib cage. And we'll take 3 more. And let's take 2 more. And we'll take 1 more. Good work, guys. Just float the band back down to your lap. You can just leave it there for the remainder of our workout. Okay, arms back down by your sides. We're going to go into a little spine twist supine today. So I'm going to have you take an inhale breath. As you exhale this time, I want you to contract your abdominal muscles and press that little gap underneath your lumbar spine down into your mat to create an imprint position. Inhale, hold your imprint, and then exhale, release back to your neutral spine so that little gap comes back. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, breath, contract the abdominals, press into imprint. Inhale, feel the strength of that imprint position. It's a really strong position. And then exhale, release to neutral. We're going to go on. Inhale. Exhale, contract the abdominals, press into imprint, and now squeeze your glutes. Inhale, breath, bring your right foot up to tabletop. Exhale, breath, bring your left foot up to tabletop. Let's connect those knees, ankles, and big toes and sweep the arms out to the side, just slightly lower than your shoulders, palms facing down. Press the backs of your shoulders into your mat. Take an inhale breath and rotate from your waist and send those knees towards your screen. And then exhale, bring the knees straight back up. And then once again, over to the other side this time. And up. And every time you come up, I want you to find that imprint spine. And towards your screen. And knees go back up and you find your imprint, and now away from your screen. And up. Go a little bit deeper into the rotation this time and really feel the backs of the arms and the backs of the shoulders press down into your mat and up, and going to the opposite side. And find your imprint as you come back up. Let's do 1 more in each direction, guys. Feeling that rotation, really starting to activate the obliques, and reaching and up. Sweep the arms back down by your sides, guys. Take an inhale breath and lower that right foot. Exhale breath, lower the left. And bring your legs and feet back to that sit bone distance apart. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder bridge work. So we're going to take a pelvic curl into shoulder bridge. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, once again, I want you to contract those abdominals, press into imprint, squeeze your glutes, engage your hamstrings, and roll up into a bridge position. Inhale, really reach your knees away from your shoulders and feel the strength across your upper back and the backs of your arms. And then exhale to articulate back down. We'll take that again. Inhale. Exhale, we're thinking abdominals, glutes. Definitely don't bypass those glutes. Roll up to your bridge position. Inhale, really opening up the hip flexors in the front of the thighs. And then exhale, rolling back down. Let's do just a few more. Inhale. Exhale, abdominals, glutes, hamstrings, roll up to your bridge. Inhale at the top, nice open collarbones. Exhale, roll back down. Let's add a few marches to this set. Inhale, a little bit of a challenge. Exhale, abdominals, glutes, hamstrings, roll up to bridge. Let's take an inhale at the top, guys. Hips nice and high, ribs soft. And then we'll peel one foot up to tabletop and press. And exhale to lift. Inhale to lower and reach. Good, just nice little marches. Really try to keep the pelvis lifted. Keep the torso as still as possible. We're just isolating the leg in the hip joint. Everything else is stable. And reach. Good, and reach. Good, feeling those abdominals. Let's take one more rep each side. And up. And then find your bridge position. Give yourselves another inhale as you just really feel the backs of the legs working. You're feeling the rib cage, the abdominals, and then exhale. Articulate your spine back down, find your imprint, and release to neutral. Good job, guys. Let's do a little bit of abdominal work. We're gonna work the head first, so we're protecting the muscles at the front of the neck. Take an inhale breath and gently nod your chin towards your collarbones. Don't jam it. Imagine there's just a tiny, like a little small orange between your chin and your collarbones. And then look straight up and bring your neck back to neutral. Inhale, nod your chin and bring your eye gaze down towards your belly button as well. And then exhale back to neutral, stare straight up to the ceiling. Inhale, nod the chin, and exhale back to neutral. Now we're gonna take that into a chest lift, low curl. So we'll start by inhaling, nodding our chin and lowering our eyes. As we exhale, we're articulating the spine up into a low curl position. You still have a small gap underneath your lumbar spine. Let's inhale and exhale to articulate back down. We'll take that again. Inhale, nod your chin. Exhale, articulate up to that low curl. Inhale at the top. Exhale to roll back down. We'll go on this time. Inhale, nod your chin. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, sweep those arms wide to the side. Place your fingertips behind your head. And then exhale, roll back down. We're going to do what I call a little elbow check. So as you're staring straight up towards the ceiling, I want you to be able to just barely see the points of your elbows out of your peripheral vision. I don't want it to look like you're hugging your head, but I don't want those elbows flat to your mat either. Okay, so just be able to see them. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, let's nod the chin and come up. Inhale, roll back. And 2. And 3. I'm feeling a nice set of 10. 4. And 5. Releasing all the way back each time. 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And we're going to hold this 10th one up. And we're going to take an inhale. And we're going to exhale and pulse for 10. Just little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really feeling the scapula peel away from your mat each time. And 8, and 9, and 10. Inhale at the top, exhale to roll back down. Let's add some rotation to our chest lift. So rotate your sternum towards your femur and then roll back down. And 2, just a little bit of rotation, kind of further activating those obliques and rotating and reaching. Good, really peeling the upper back from your mat, but holding on to your neutral spine position at the same time. Let's take one more rep to each side. Good, now come back to your first side. Take an inhale at the top and exhale and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's inhale and come through center and then to the opposite side and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. Exhale to roll all the way back down. Oh, that felt good to work those abdominals. Take your fingers from behind your head, just lengthen them down by your sides. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Really get the diaphragm involved in your breathing to release those muscles. Good, guys. And then let's all just roll towards our screens and come on up and do a little bit of upper back work. So the band can go off to the side, right? So getting into what we call our prone position, which is to be on our stomachs. Legs are lengthened behind me, ankles and toes gently pointed, okay? And my arms are in the goal position, post position. We used that last week, so hopefully everybody remembers that that's a 90-degree bend at my elbows or less. So you can go anywhere from 90 to about 45, and your hands should be about the height of the crown of your head, not a lot higher, all right? We're gonna place our foreheads down on our mats. Use our co-contraction. What that means is that I'm using my abdominal muscles at the same time I'm getting ready to use my spinal muscles. So I'm drawing my belly button up and away from my mat. And I have some gentle pressure already down through the arms and palms of my hands to activate the muscles of my upper back to start. We're going to go into an exercise called back extension prone. Take your inhale breath. As you exhale, I want you to increase the distance between the crown of your head and the tips of your toes. Press down through your arms and palms and slowly articulate the upper spine into extension. Inhale at the top, exhale to articulate back down. Let's take that again. Inhale and exhale. Really lengthen and reach, pressing down through the arms and palms, coming up into extension. Not a lot of extension through the back of the neck, however. It's already in extension. We don't want to overdo that. And then roll back down. A couple more. Inhale. Exhale, reaching, lengthening, and pressing up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, articulating back down. This will be our last one. Inhale. Exhale, reaching to come up. Inhale, really feel the sternum and collarbones open. And then exhale, roll back down. Same exercise, guys, new arm position. I want you to lengthen your arms down by your sides, palms facing inward. My upper back is still working, so the fronts of my shoulders and my arms are lifted up and away from my mat. Inhale, exhale, lengthen, up into extension. Inhale at the top, exhale, lengthen to float back down. Inhale, and exhale, really reaching, inhaling, come up a little bit higher, exhale to float down, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, feeling those wide collarbones, exhale to float down. Let's do one more slow like this, guys. Inhale, exhale, reaching, extending, inhaling, and exhaling to float down. Let's take a few that are a little faster. Inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we float down. And 2. Keep the breathing going. And 3. And 4. Let's see if we can get a set of 8 in today, guys. 5, so good for the upper backs. 6, really get that sensation that you're reaching your fingertips towards the wall behind you as you come up each time. And last one. Let's bring our fingertips to the back of our head today and float all the way down. And I want your start position to be with your elbows resting on your mat, okay? Forehead resting on your mat. And I want you to relax your upper back to start this one. We're going into a position called hover spine, which is just a very lengthened and slightly lifted position, okay? Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, I want you to start retracting the scapula. I want you to feel those inside blades come towards your spine. Lift your elbow points and come up into hover spine. Inhale at the top. Exhale, float all the way back down. Let your elbows come down to your mat and let your upper back relax. Inhale. Exhale, retracting the scapula, lifting the elbow points, lengthening to hover. Inhale, hold. Exhale, float back down. Don't come up very high. Think long rather than lifted. Inhale. Exhale, retract the scapula, lift the elbow points, lengthen to your hover spine position. Inhale. Exhale, float back down. We're going to do one more slow one. Inhale. Exhale, scapula, elbows, reach. Inhale, see if you can feel a little longer. And then exhale, float back down. We're going to add some pulses, guys. Let's do 20 today for a little extra upper back work. Inhale. Exhale, retract the scapula, lift those elbows, lengthen to your hover, make these small. Inhale, as you exhale, pulse 1, 2, keep the breathing going. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float all the way back down, guys. Good. Let's stack our fingers in front of our forehead. So your fingers are going to be overlapping right on your forehead. And I'm going to have you open your legs and turn them out just a little bit wider than your mat, not too wide. And then I want you to bend your knees and bring your heels together. It's not going to feel like frog stretch. You're not in as much lateral rotation as you would be in kind of a classic frog stretch, all right? A little more diamond shape with those legs. Your heels should be lifted up off your mat. We're going into an exercise called heel squeeze, all right? Great gluteal exercise, okay? So feel your co-contraction, right? And press the front of your pelvis, your ASIS and your pubic bone down into your mat. And already you're probably feeling a little bit of glute activation. That's the start position for this exercise. So we're gonna inhale to prepare. As we exhale, we're feeling the co-contraction. The front of the pelvis is pressed down. I'm squeezing my glutes, squeezing my heels, and lifting my thighs up off of the mat. Inhale, hold. Exhale, float the thighs back down. We'll take a few more. Inhale. Exhale, think glutes, heels, and lift. Inhale at the top. Exhale, float back down. Inhaling. Exhaling to squeeze those glutes, squeeze those heels, lift those thighs. Inhale at the top. Exhale, float back down. One more, guys. Inhale. Exhale, glutes, heels, lift the thighs. Inhale at the top. Exhale to float back down. What if we add a little hover spine to our next two? Inhale. Exhale, think glutes, heels, lift the thighs, and bring the upper back into hover spine. Inhale, hold. Exhale, float back down. Just one more like that, guys. Inhale. Exhale, glutes, heels, lift the thighs, bring the upper back into hover spine. Inhale, hold that position. Exhale, float back down. Good, guys. Lengthen your legs out behind you. Bring them back to parallel. Slide your hands to your shoulders and push yourselves back into a shell stretch, okay? So you're sitting on your heels. Your bellies are pulled up and away, scooped up and away from the tops of your thighs. In this position, let's take an inhale and an exhale. Let's do that one more time. Another inhale. Exhale, roll, and stack the spine all the way up. Okay, guys, just one more thing for our Pilates portion today. I'd love to have us do the 100. And what I'm going to do is we're going to use our bands again for the 100. I gave my Pilates elective classes this one earlier in the week. I think you guys might like this modification, all right, to the 100. Okay, this modification works best if you're choosing tabletop, extend, or extend for the entire set, all right? So what we're gonna do, bring the band just right to the back of your legs there, and you're gonna roll back and hold the band one end in each fist with the ends coming out the pinky finger, and I want you to kind of walk your fists in towards each other. Right, so your hands are just really on either side. So you're feeling quite a bit of resistance in the band already to make this one work, okay? Legs are in tabletop, my spine is in imprint. I've gently pulled my shoulders away from my earlobes to release tension in the neck, right, very important. Think about which leg option you're gonna choose. Let's take an inhale breath. Exhale, gently nod your chin, lower your eye gaze, and come up into a high curl position, pulling that band apart slightly, right? And then it's just normal. It's gonna pump the arms, about nice 4 to 5 inch range of motion there, and here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 30. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 40. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 50. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 60. Hold the imprint, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 70. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 80 in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 90 in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Come back to tabletop, guys. Just roll all the way down and have everyone just hug your knees in towards your chest and just rock your spine side to side. Just getting that nice release. Good, guys. Let's all roll towards our screens and come on up. Okay, guys. Okay, everybody. I feel like it's time for the Big Five series. We haven't done it in a couple sessions, so here we go. And today, we're actually going to learn exercise number 5 in the Big Five series. It's not a hard one, it's not a complicated one, it's a little bit hard physically. So we're just gonna take the Big Five series, and when we get there, I'm gonna talk you through it and you'll be just fine. All right, so we're gonna start our Big Five series today with a set of 10 single leg stretch. I'll prep to get you into it. Then we're gonna take a set of 5 double leg stretch. Then we're gonna go into a set of 10 crisscross, and then we're gonna go into a set of 10 scissors, and then I'm gonna talk you through the new exercise, which is called lower and lift. Lower and lift. All right, so let's roll all the way to our backs and bring our legs up to tabletop. Hold on behind the thighs so you can get yourselves into a nice high curl position. Beautiful tabletop legs. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, let's extend the left leg, draw the right leg in, outside hand to the outside of the ankle, inside hand to the inside of that knee, and switch, and 2, and switch, and 6, and switch, and 7, and switch, and 8, and switch, and 9, and switch, and 10, and switch. Reach for the outsides of both ankles. We go into double leg stretch. I slide my hands right up the outsides of my shins, create that V position, and return. And 2, and in, and 3, and 4. Keep the chest high. And 5. Let's go into crisscross. Let's send that left armpit right to the inside of that right knee and cross. 2, and cross. And 5, and cross. 6, and cross. 7, and cross. 8, and cross. 9, and cross. 10, and cross. Come back, hold on to the backs of the thighs, extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Let's lower that left leg and pulse that right leg towards us. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 2, and switch. And 5, and switch, and 6, and switch, backs lifted, 7, and switch, and 8, and switch, little double pulses, 9, and switch, and 10, and switch. Come back to this position. Kind of draw yourselves a little bit higher. Bring your fingers to the back of your head. Elbow check the same way we do in warm-up. Add, inhale to prepare, exhale to flex and lower the legs. Inhale, lift to point. And they don't go down very hard. You want to maintain your imprint. Good. Let's do 3 more. And 2 more. Good work, guys. 1 more. Come back up. Hold on to the backs of the thighs. Bend the knees to tabletop. Roll yourselves back and lower 1 foot at a time. Roll towards your screens. Come back up. So that was lower and lift. Let's go into just a little bit of side lying clam series today. So these would be our leg clams. All right, we've got our loop band. It's already in our nice little loop. Go ahead and send your legs through your loop band. Okay, just right up to the crease of your knees like we normally do. And let's go into a beautiful side lying position. Just a little bit of clamp today. Choose the position of your bottom arm. You can have that lengthened arm, head resting, or you can bend the elbow in if you'd like to get that head up a little bit higher. Okay, just some simple clamp to start. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, lift that top knee. I feel that resistance. We haven't had that in a few sessions. 2 and 3 and 4. And we'll go 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Good. Let's lift the shins, guys, and keep going. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, that resistance makes it harder, doesn't it? 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Good. Lower those shins down. Pull your thighs back just a little bit. Let's get onto our elbows. Bring the top hand right to the top of the pelvis, right there. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, come up to our side plank position. Let's lift that top thigh. Flex and kick forward. Point and thighs together. Lift, flex, kick forward. Come back, thighs together. And flex. In, together, keep that hip nice and high, ribs lifted, and together, lift, flex as you kick forward, come back to a pointed toe, and close those knees, lift, flex, kick, and come in. Let's do 2 more, good, ribs lifted, 1 more, we made it. Go ahead and just set your hips down, come all the way down. Tap your hip out just a little bit. That was a short set today, but I felt it. I'm sure you did too. Good. And let's just come up, swing the legs around, and take it to the opposite side. All right. Nice sideline position. Really make sure your spine is neutral, that you're feeling the tailbone and you're feeling the crown of the head. Kind of pull in opposite directions. Cinch in on your waists. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale to lift and squeeze. Remember, we're always squeezing as we bring the thighs together, never dropping. We feel that concentric activity and then eccentric. Reaching. And 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Let's lift those shins. Here we go. 1. Nice big pull. 2 and 3 and 4. Keep those hips so steady. Check if you need to. 5 and 6. All the way back in each time. 7 and 8 and 9 and last one. 10. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Drop the shins. Scoot the knees back a little bit. Let's get into our side elbow plank position. Good. Here we go. Up into side plank. We lift the top thigh. Flex as you kick forward. Come back and squeeze the thighs together. Reach. Kick. Good. And in. Really create some good space at the top of the shoulder, guys. Don't let yourselves sink down into the shoulder. Lift. Kick. In. Squeeze. Lift. Kick. In. Squeeze, lift, kick, in, squeeze. 3 more, we can do it. Ooh, I'm feeling it in the standing side too. Good, and last one. Reach in and squeeze. Set your hip down, come all the way down. Tap that hip out just a little bit. Good, guys, and roll on up. Okay. Let's remove ourselves from the loop band. We won't need it again for the rest of class. You can just set it off to the side and that's out. We're ready to go. We don't need any props today for this one. I'm gonna have everybody get into a quadruped position. So quadruped position, my knees are right underneath my hip joints and heels of my hands are right underneath my shoulder joints, right? My spine is in a nice lengthened neutral position. Let's all take an inhale breath. As you exhale, I want you to draw your belly buttons up through your spine and right up to the ceiling as you take the tailbone and your sits bones towards the floor, crown of your head reaching towards the floor as well. And then inhale, come back to neutral. Now we're gonna exhale. Press the belly button down towards the mat. Send the sits bones and the tailbone up and the crown of the head up. And back to neutral. So we're gonna go from a nice spinal flexion position and neutral and into extension and back to neutral. Just a few more. Reaching, really opening up those spinal muscles and then really opening up the front of the body. And back to neutral. Keep the breathing going. We're exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling, and inhaling. Let's take one more set. Really mobilizing the spine. Good, and back to neutral. And I'm gonna have you walk your hands out just a little bit. We're gonna go into some hip rolls, right? Just send those hips over to the side, forward and around. Just releasing those hips. Nice and slow. Nice stretch. Good. Think about sending the tailbone, sits bones out long behind you, keeping that spine nice and neutral. And one more circle. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Sending those hips around. Going deep into the hips. Good. Just a couple more. Let's take two more. And one more. Good, guys. Let's go into a little child's pose. Bring your big toes together. Open your knees slightly. And just rest your belly right on your thighs. Reach those fingertips towards the wall in front of you. Breathe into that stretch. Really feel the nice stretch and opening through the upper arm and armpits. Good. Slide one hand in towards your shoulder, towards your knee, and reach a little bit further with the opposite fingers. Good. Let's switch sides. We're going to draw that hand in towards the shoulder, and now reach that opposite arm forward. Get a nice stretch. Again, through the upper arm, through the armpits. Good. Now slide that hand back into your shoulders and just tuck your tailbone under. And roll and stack your spine all the way up. Good, guys. Just sit in a nice, comfortable, neutral position. I'm going to fold my legs in, a little crisscross. Just choose a position that feels comfortable and allows you to be in a nice, neutral position right up on your sits bones. So let's take the head over to the right. And then just slowly circle it around. And we'll take that one more time. Just easing out the tension in the neck. Good. Let's roll it in the opposite direction. Working out that tension. Good. And come back to center. Little shoulder rolls. Just start small. Let's roll those shoulders up and back and down. Good. Now go a little bit slower. Make the circles a little bit bigger, a little bit more deliberate. Really easing any tension in the shoulder girdle area. Good. Now throw the shoulders forward. Just start small. Ease into it. Good. Now slower. A little more of a stretch, increasing the range of motion. Just a couple more. Nice and big, and one more. Good. Just bring your shoulders back to neutral. Let's tilt our head over to the right, and I really want you to think about increasing the distance between your earlobe and your shoulder. Now I want you to reach your opposite arm out, sending the heel of your hand off on a low diagonal, and really reaching the heel of your hand away from your earlobe. Flexing that wrist. Good. Now we're going to go into a little bit of extending and flexing the wrist. nice stretch through the side of the neck, right up into the top of the shoulder. Good, just a couple more. And one more. Good, come all the way up. Ooh, you feel the difference between the two sides. Take your head over to the opposite side. And again, just start by increasing the distance between the earlobe and the shoulder. And now extend the opposite arm out, flexing that wrist and sending the heel of the hand away from the earlobe, just increasing that distance. And then once again, we'll go into a little bit of extension and flexion of that wrist. Good. Bring the fingers towards you and then sending them up. Good. Let's take two more. And one more. Nice neck release. Good, guys. And come all the way back up. Let's do a little shoulder stretch. So just bring one arm across. Feel that nice stretch through the back of the shoulder. Good. With that same arm, take that elbow in your opposite hand. Let's go into a little tricep stretch here. Just pressing that elbow back. Nice. And release. Let's do this to the opposite side. So start with the shoulder. Breathing deeply. Oxygenating the body as we ease those muscles. Good. Same arm, elbow in hand. We'll go into a little tricep stretch. Breathing into the stretch. And that nice stretch. Good, guys. And release. I'm going to go ahead and stand on up now. Okay. Just face in this direction. I'm going to place my feet just about as wide as my mat. If you guys would like to go a little bit wider, you certainly can. Take an inhale breath. Let's exhale, nod our chins. And just roll all the way down. Take a moment to breathe into that stretch. And I want you to walk your hands out away from your feet. Go into a little pyramid stretch. Really dropping the belly button and the chest down through the arm position and sending the tailbone and those sits bones right up to the ceiling. Now we're just going to work into the hips a little bit. So I'm just gently bending one knee, and as I bend that knee, I'm sending that sit bone on that same side even further up towards the ceiling. And then switch. So increasing that stretch right at the back of the pelvis where the hamstrings attach. Good, just a couple more. And reach. Let's do one more each side. Good, stretch through both legs, take an inhale breath. And exhale, just walk your hands back towards your feet. Good, now take your hands and walk towards one foot. Direct your belly button towards that thigh. And then back through the center and over to the opposite foot. And then once again, back through center. Let's link our elbows, our arms and our elbows, guys. And just slowly let the body swing like a pendulum, side to side. Shake the head a couple of times. Release any tension in the neck. Good, guys. Come back to center. Release the hands back to the floor. Take an inhale breath. Exhale. Just slowly roll and stack the spine one vertebrae at a time. All the way up. Good, guys. We're going to go into a little staggered foot position. So go ahead and send the foot that's closest to the wall behind you, right out in front. Stagger the opposite foot back. Feet are parallel. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, nod the chin. And just roll the spine to the floor. Keep the hips square. Try not to open that back hip. Breathing into that stretch. Good, now I'm going to have you laterally rotate. Turn that back foot out a little bit. Maybe about 45 degrees of rotation. Right? And you're going to softly bend into that back knee. hamstring area. And 3. Good, guys. And one more, 4. Excellent. Bring that back foot back to parallel. I'm just going to have you send that leg through. We're going to go into a lunge position. Okay, bring your hands to the top of the thigh. Just breathe in and let the front of the hip, let that hip flexor just stretch. Good. Option to bring the arms up and send the chest up towards the ceiling, supporting the back of the neck. And bring your hands back to your thigh. Go into a little pigeon pose, all right? Bring my hips down. Bend that front knee, shin parallel to that side of the mat, back leg parallel. Square off your shoulders, square off your hip bones as much as you can. And again, just breathing into that stretch. Option to fold the body forward over the front leg. Nice deep breaths. Good. If you chose to go forward, go ahead and walk back up again. I'm going to have you rotate to face your screen. The same leg that was in front in your pigeon pose. Go ahead and cross that heel, outside edge of that heel, right over the opposite knee. Okay. Try to get your sits bones into your mat. For some people, this stretch is fairly easy. If this is an easy stretch for you, you have those very open hips, you're lucky. Go ahead and walk your body forward. And just fold over those legs. You can also just choose to stay in a sitting position if the stretch is more challenging for you. Good. If you chose to fold forward, go ahead and walk yourselves back up and intensify the stretch just a little bit more. Now we're going to cross the top knee over the bottom knee. All right. When you look down at your leg position right now, your shins should be parallel to the front edge of your mat. So you're not going to look down at the letter W, right? You're going to look down at the letter T. Good. Just breathe into the stretch. Option to take a little bit of a side bend. So reach one arm out and just reach over and up. Take it to the opposite side. And up. Come back to the first side. And up and second side. Good. And up. We're taking it into a little spine stretch. And draw your heel in, cross the top leg over. Right, you can do this method, or take your elbow in front of your knee. Just get that nice spine stretch. Breathing into it. Rotate back. Just kind of walk yourself into a fold over position. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, soften those knees and roll and stack your spine up. Let's go back into our staggered position. So once again, foot that's closest to the wall behind you, stagger it out in front, feet are parallel. Inhale. Exhale, nod your chin and roll all the way to the floor. Good, hips nice and square. Breathing into that stretch. Laterally rotate the back foot, about a 45-degree angle. And we're just going to plie into that back leg and stretch. And 2. Good, nice hamstring stretch. And 3. And 4. Good, guys, come back to parallel. Just send that back leg into a lunge position. Come on up, bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Just let your hips sink heavy down towards your mat. Breathing into the stretch once again. Option to send those arms up and send the chest towards the ceiling. Intensifying the stretch just a little bit more. Good. Bring your hands back to your thigh. And let's go into our pigeon pose. Okay. That front shin is parallel to that edge of my mat. Back leg is parallel, and I'm doing my best to square off my hips and shoulders. That option to fold over your front leg. Breathing deeply into your stretch once again. And if you chose to fold forward, come on up. Good. Rotate yourselves around. Leg that was in front for pigeon pose. Outside of the heel, right over the knee. Sits bones pressing down into your mat. Breathing into the stretch. Option to walk those hands forward and fold the torso over your leg position. If you chose to fold forward, come on up. Intensifying the stretch, bringing the top knee right over the bottom knee. Again, shins are parallel to this edge of your mat. Sit up as tall as you can. This can be an intense stretch for some people. Do a little bit of a side bend with this one. So reach one arm out. And up. And reaching to the opposite side. Good. And up. And over. And reaching. Good. Come right back up. Let's go into our little spine stretch. I'll walk my heel in, cross that leg over, and a little stretch through the spine. Good. Just come back around. Take your legs out into a little straddle stretch. And you can use pointed feet or flexed feet, your choice. Go ahead and walk your hands forward. No tension in the body. Just nice and relaxed. Good. Just walk yourself slowly back up. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. Reach your one hand behind your hip. Take the opposite hand, heel of the hand, and just press that thigh open. And release. And go to the opposite side. Good. Just come back to a cross-leg position or just any comfortable sitting position. Give yourselves a nice deep inhale breath through the nose. Press the air down deep, really get the diaphragm involved. And then exhale through the mouth, completely releasing that air back out. Let's take that one more time. Nice big inhale breath. Actually let the belly kind of extend and push outwards with your breath this time. And then that complete exhale breath. Good, guys. Okay, thank you so much for taking class with me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay healthy. I love you. Bye-bye.